Action.
All right.
Yo, so our first podcast.
Our first podcast, man. I'm already nervous. I'm sweating from my hands right now.
Oh man, I'm sure, bro. It's the thing is, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a minute. Like before you came, one of my buddies called me, and he's like, he's doing this like thing for like the Nepali community because he's from there, and he's like, bro, he's like, he calls me just like right after we came back from the gym. And he's like, bro, I'm getting my hair cut. I'm like, why? It's because I'm going to go do my podcast. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, me too. He's like, what? You're doing a podcast?
Wait, like today?
Yeah, today. Well, he told me about the podcast a while ago.
Yeah.
And he just started it like a few days ago. It was funny because as he's now getting into a podcasting, I'm getting into a podcasting.
Is it the same spiritual dude that you told me about? Like the one who's like that you vibe with heavy?
Yeah, he's like basically he's basically my best friend. So when I moved to Alberta, I met him there and like we became really, really close friends. And like he's always like been the type of person who's just like just very spiritually inclined. Like when it came to like any kind of like you know what? I'm gonna make sure I'm talking closer to the mic just in case.
Yeah, am I speaking like?
I think I can hear you, but I'm wondering if it's because I hear you because you're beside me or it's the mic. Yo, listen, guys, we just figure things out. So chill out, okay?
I'll bring it a bit closer.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
If I sound too loud, I'm sure we'll have some comments telling me how much of a idiot I sound. Like,
yeah.
You know?
We're gonna figure things out.
We didn't even introduce ourselves.
We will. So
we will. Okay.
Well, no, but basically, I was saying like because I've been wanting to start a podcast for a very long time. It's like, I'm just gonna bring it closer. It's like I feel like we should have been sitting like this, maybe like you and I looking at each other because like I'm talking to the void right now. So
well, I'm staring at you.
Yeah. So. Okay. Good. That's how it goes.
Like my neck is kind of killing me though.
Shit. Yeah, you can move up a little bit if you want to.
You sure?
Yeah. Let's get some.
All right.
And keep some.
We got such a. Yeah. I've been saying this like before we started recording. This is such a ghetto fucking setup, man.
I know. Like you guys don't see it, but we have tons of wires around. Like I have the wires, 2 wires connecting the mic, my headphones, the camera's connected is plugged.
I'm holding the mic.
You're holding the mic. I have the light going on. It's pretty ghetto, but you know what? Okay, so the reason as to why I wanted to start a podcast specifically with you is because, I was talking to my buddy and I was telling him, I'm like, yo, we're starting a podcast. And I told him, I'm like, look, bro, like, I've been wanting to start a podcast because, and I needed a co-host. It's been a while. And me and him, we have great conversations together and whatnot, but he lives in Alberta. I'm here in Montreal. So it's like, it wasn't going to be a possibility, right? And he didn't want to invest in like the equipments and stuff, but like with his community and stuff, he has access to that stuff. So he's like, oh, I'll start one, but it's some like spiritual stuff. It's like mostly business related.
Okay. Yeah.
But that being said, I also had another buddy of mine who's like Johnny. He's a really good friend of mine. He's like, he's an actor, but he can't do podcasts apparently because because actors are unionized. They can't take gigs. They can't appear in like in things without getting like some sort of deal with like
right
you know what I mean? So,
yeah I've heard about that with like voice actors in games and stuff, right? So
like basically like I was like he was telling me that he was like, yeah, I can't appear in any of your things because if I lose this, I worked hard to get it and like I don't want to lose it, right? So I was like, obviously. Okay, fair enough.
Right.
And then I had another friend of mine, Jonah, who's a musician. And I think me and him, we could have had like a pretty good podcast. But again, I think it's just timing and whatnot. So at the end of the day, like I'm glad that, you and I were starting to do this just because, we do have good conversations. The thing is that we haven't seen each other a lot, right? We started to like going to the gym a lot more. And that's where we're like, hey, we're noticing our conversations are actually really good. Why don't we just add more podcasts to this already saturated market?
I was like your last resort too, like the backup plan. So and I'm always down to talk. I'm a certified yapper when it comes to like random topics anyways, and I swear a lot, so it's great, honestly.
Apparently, according to the algorithm, the first 5 minutes you can't swear or it's gonna like demonetize you.
So
or
we're
like,
demonetized already.
Immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. So we're broke already. No, it's good because you can add beeps and stuff. So it's all good.
Yeah,
like I want to keep this like as fucking natural as possible because I think the more we think about how we want to talk and how we want to approach everything, we're just gonna end up like not getting the type of conversation that we usually get, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we like I that's what I was worried about, right? I was worried about not sounding natural or authentic, but me saying that maybe like it doesn't sound authentic at all, and now I'm overthinking. I don't know, like it the podcast scene is so whack. Like it's so lame, bro.
It's fucking whack,
like
bro.
When you told me you wanted to start a podcast, I was down at first because I'm like, yo, I love to talk. I love the sound of my own voice. Kind of deal. But I'm like, damn, like everyone's doing a podcast about random stuff. So like, how are we gonna like, stand out? We aren't gonna stand out because there's so many other people that does better podcasts.
Of course, and we're like just starting it off, so like we never know like where this conversation and anything can go. But I'm like, you know what, like if we're gonna have good conversation, the thing is this, you might say like, yeah, you're like I'm the last choice and whatever, but it's just like I think in generally, like first of all, like we talk a lot about like psychology stuff, right? And you have like, I think adding you as a co-host or just like as a guest and we're just having conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the fact that I think you also legitimize it a little bit more because of your education in it, right? So I feel like I'm not talking to myself and to the wind or some random person. I'm actually talking to somebody who is educated in it, so that if I have something that we want to explore, like psychology wise, I have somebody to talk to about it, right? So it's not like me being like this person who read about narcissism. It's like, oh, you studied it a little bit, so you can add a little bit more value to it. So
I just want to make it clear, I just got a bachelor's. Like it's nothing crazy. I'm not certified, I'm not qualified. So like I know about it. I've read a lot about it, even on my off time. But yeah, I do my own research too. Like I have no idea of different like, of different mental illnesses and stuff. Like I'm not a DSM-5, right? But I mean, like super big into philosophy.
What the fuck is DSM-5? Like that's more than I know.
The DSM-5 is like shit, I forgot the acronym. It's like the book where all the mental illnesses are like stored like written down. Okay. And that's what like psychologists kind of use to see like if the symptoms correspond with whatever mental illness that you have. But at this point, everyone has a fucking mental illness in one shape or another, right? Like everyone, it's a very generalized book. Okay. And because it's a generalized book, like the fucking Carl from Saint Laurent is probably like diagnosed with like some form of anxiety. Yeah. Okay. So like it's a super generalized like book.
That's interesting. But I mean, like I find like is it somebody who like has anxiety all the time, or is it somebody who exhibits sometimes they have anxiety, sometimes they don't? Like how do you
classify it?
Not just classify it, but how do you classify a human being? Just like, what is a normal human being? Well, or is every single emotion that we have, everything we go through is just like it's like a form of mental whatever, it's not an illness, I would say, but it's just mental being.
I think because like our world is like super informed about a lot of things, like we got the internet, so we can just look it up, right? Everyone can be like categorized into one of these like boxes and classified. Whatever illness you have doesn't necessarily mean that you have that sort of illness, but it also doesn't mean that there is a definition of a normal human being, right? Like, yes, everyone is generalized, but there isn't this like it doesn't exist like a person without any sort of some form of mild like illness doesn't exist.
Okay.
Like, because if you look at like actors, for example, 100% they have some form of anxiety because of all the attention that they get, right? 100%. And they need to maintain that image. It develops, right? And like if you look at billionaires, 100% they're like narcissists, right? 100% they don't give a fuck about the working man, bro. Jeff Bezos doesn't give a fuck about the fucking dude working at Amazon, California, right? The warehouse worker, right? So like the DSM-5 helps classify and categorize symptoms to see if you fall into one of the mental illnesses in that book. But that doesn't mean that there's a person that exists that does not have any form of illness. Okay. So, that's interesting. So everyone has some form of illness, basically. Yeah, whether it's like severe or mild, like everyone has like something.
That's interesting. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's just like telling us that we're all kind of fucked up and that's okay?
Well, we are fucked up.
Yeah.
Like everyone has like insecurities and issues that they don't want to talk about, right? Yeah, 100%. I have my insecurities that I am very open about, that I'm cool talking about.
Yeah.
And I have insecurities that I don't want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure if whoever like watches this, right, they can like rectify or like sort of explain better, but like, you know, everyone is kind of fucked up in their own like way. Yeah. Nobody is perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And if someone thinks they're perfect, they're probably a
narcissist. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's probably because
like that. That's the thing, right?
Like eventually, like Mike, I like for us to have a conversation to get deeper into narcissism, because you and I, we've dealt with our fair share of narcissistic people. But one interesting thing I notice about people is that some of them never actually dealt with narcissistic people to like a very deep level. And when I mean deep level, it's like you're kind of like you know them for a while. You're friends with them. You grew up with them. You may have been raised by some of them. You know, like if people don't interact with those types of people, like they just think that a narcissist is actually just a normal, charming person. But in reality, they're fucking like super messed up in the head and they're manipulative and whatever. So I realized, I'm like, oh, a lot of people have been dealt with narcissistic people to that level, and I think you and I, we did. And so like that's why I think eventually like I want us to have that conversation. I don't know if like today would be a good day. I think it's just like
it's a good day.
I think we're just kind of like starting things off and trying to figure out how things goes and how everything flows. Honestly, like I'm not gonna make this podcast longer than maybe 30 minutes, to be honest.
30 minutes is already pretty fucking long. I'm not gonna lie.
It's we're like already at what 13 minutes right now.
13 minutes, so we're already halfway done.
Yeah. But I mean,
and we still haven't introduced ourselves.
Yeah, we haven't introduced ourselves. I mean, fuck, man. The concept of introducing ourselves. Well, I don't know.
That's the detachment in you speaking.
Yeah, right, I guess so. Like, I just feel like the content matters more than the person sometimes in this case.
Yeah, but I mean, people want to know who's talking, right? We're not like random people on the internet. We're like actual human beings.
Okay, fine. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arik. He knows me as Niloy. I have two names. This is Labib, my cousin here. Yep. I'm I'd say a singer, songwriter, rapper. I'm a videographer. I have my own little home studio where I do everything. I've been wanting to, like I said, do a podcast for a while, and like, yeah. So I got my cousin here, Labib, whatever name you want to go with.
Labib is fine.
Labib, yeah, and So that's the introduction. I don't know what else you want to add.
I think that's a pretty good introduction. Short and simple.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what we needed to do.
Yeah,
like we jumped into the.
Yes, that's what we needed to do 14 minutes ago.
Yeah, 14 minutes ago. We were supposed to talk about like. Yeah, I mean, like, I think at the end of the day, I think the whole reason as to why I wanted to start this is just to keep it as natural as possible. Like, almost forget like the camera is there. So it's just like we can delve into these things. Like I think one of the things you and I were talking about as we're coming back from the gym and stuff, you're like, I feel like as soon as the camera turns on, there's going to be some sort of act, right?
Yeah.
And 100%. I am 100%. I feel like, you know, there's a part of us that's going to be conscious of like, okay, there might be an audience, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I don't think is going to be right away, but like even one or two people that we know might watch it, and it will be a completely different look to us, you know? It's like,
my friends are going to watch and like clown me on
yeah.
You know, my friends are going to be like, dude, you look and you sound ridiculous.
Bro,
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. Okay, I guess.
Man, I try to be nonchalant.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nonchalant, mysterious and stuff and whatever. It's so funny because there's this this guy on Instagram. He goes by Hoodfinch, right? Yeah. He's like this artist. Like he draws like, you know, black and white cartoons and stuff. And one of the cartoons he drew, it was like a bunch of like carousel. So it was like, you know, you scroll and it's different, you know, concepts. And then he likes to focus on like philosophy and psychology and all these stuff. And so it's like super poignant and intelligent, like, you know, funny stuff. And like one of the first, and like this particular carousel, this Instagram post was about like just masculinity, right? Different forms of toxic masculinity. And one of which was like, there's this guy and he created two characters. One of them's like they're having sex basically, and the girl's like she's like say it again. He's like, I have no interest in starting a podcast. And I reposted it, and I had women like that stuff, and now I've become the thing that I reposted.
You are the toxic masculinity, bro.
Yeah, I'm the toxic masculinity. We're now talking shit. No, I think like another reason as to why I wanted to start a podcast is also like, I think maybe it's just because like I don't know, maybe it's just like the ego side of me that thinks that people like to listen to me talk, right?
Yeah.
But my buddy who had called me not too long ago, he said, yo, bro, like you're a great conversationalist. You know how to ask questions. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got you into it too, because I was like, you ask inquisitive questions. Like there's times where like I'd say something and you actually like able to delve into it deeper and ask me things where I'm like, oh, it makes me maybe reflect a little bit, but also makes me realize that maybe what I'm saying might not be, you know, actually factual, because I'm in my own ego chamber thinking that this is right. You know what I mean?
A guy's a little curious.
Yeah. A little curious. Yeah, exactly.
A guy has some inquiries.
Yeah, inquiries, you know, serious inquiries only. But it's funny because I've had conversations with people who've like, they don't ask further questions. I'm like, bro, like if like for example, like we'll take, you know, obviously we can't talk about the people, but like I have a conversation. I remember having a conversation with this person, and like instead of asking me as to why I changed my mind about something, the guy just accepted that I was like in the wrong, even though like it's like we used to have the same mentality, and then I changed and I started, you know, having other ways of thinking. And then this person is like, well, okay, well, you're bad now. You're a bad person because you're thinking differently. I was like, no, you're not asking me the question as to why things changed, right? So if like people can't even open up and like question and ask things, then like, you know, what's the point of a conversation? You know?
Well, I mean, I don't know, like it depends how much they care about the topic. I would assume, right? Like if you're I don't know, if I'm talking to someone, right, and they bring up like something that I'm totally not interested in, whether it's like a change in mentality and ideology or like politics. I fucking hate politics, man. Yeah. I hate talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. And so I'm just going to tune out, or I'm going to be like, okay, like, cool. That's like your perspective and I respect it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask any further questions.
Yeah, fair.
And a mindset change or a mentality shift is a pretty normal thing to have. Yeah. Right? Like, I think everyone has changed their mind or their ideology of a given topic at least once in their life. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think it's mostly maybe because it's such a 180 of a different change. Like, it's like, I used to have this way of thinking, right? And I was really hardcore about it. And this thinking, as I got older, I started to be like, oh, it doesn't work for me. But like that person who I used to preach these mentality to start to take it seriously as they grew older. So now we became opposite, right? He used to be like, oh, I don't know, but now he's taking it more seriously. Let's just talk. Let's maybe like a religious idea or something, right? Yeah. And like certain things you can do, but I do them now, right? Oh, like this person, he's like, well, I used to do it, but I don't do them now, but you're doing it, so you're actually bad. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, it's just like you were ignorant about maybe that. Me, I kind of looked into it and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't match the way I live my life, right? So, and instead of being like, whoa, how come you went back to the way I used to think, it's like, no, I didn't went back. It's just like I realized it's kind of obsolete. It doesn't work for my life. And it's like, it'd be nice if people were to ask that type of question, to be like, oh, okay, like how'd you get there? But that being said, you might be right. Like people might just be like, it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring, or like they don't want to delve any further, so that their like ideology doesn't change either. That's like another thing, right? Like people don't want to change their mind. People don't want to assume or think or have critical thinking. I think that's like unfortunately a really normal thing that happens now, right? Like
it's true.
I don't know, when I see like something that probably will shatter my worldview, I avoid it, because I'm like, all right, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unless it's something that I deeply care about, then I'll be like, okay, let's take a look, let's see what's up, and I'll do my own thinking. At the end of the day, everyone has their own mind and their own like individuality, so they're gonna pick and choose what's right for them. And if a certain like philosophy fits their character, or that they make their whole personality about that philosophy, of course they're not going to take the time to understand or ask questions or have their mindset shattered.
I guess so. Because it is pretty like traumatizing to like have a particular way of thinking completely being stripped, because you're now being exposed to more information, and that information is opening up that door to more, I guess, logical way of thinking. I'd say
it's a form of ego death.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like, so that happens and you're like, oh my God, like, and the crazy thing is that I was angry about it. I was upset about it. I told everybody about it, but I was just like, now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh shit, like it's one of those things that I can be upset about, but like you eventually move on from it, and like you stop bringing it to conversation, because you're like, it's not serving a purpose, right? Like not everyone can have that kind of conversation, and that's fine. Right, that's fine. I just think the judging thing that
what judging thing?
It's just like, they're like, you used to think like this, now you don't. You changed. It's like, God forbid a guy changes. Yeah, exactly. It's like, damn, bro.
God forbid a guy like grows and has different ideologies about life and such.
Exactly. I mean, growing. That's also another.
I mean, I definitely changed from the me from 3 years ago.
Yeah, of course.
Like 100%. Like 23-year-old me would never have assumed like we would start a fucking podcast, so
that's the thing. Things changes, man. So how much do we have left?
I don't know, I can't see.
it's like 22. As soon as I see a 3, I'm gonna stop. But sure. I think at 30 minutes right now, it's good just to plan things out. It's also crazy to see how much like wiring I need. So
I'm surprised you did all this in like the short amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay. I think next time, like when you do come back, like we can definitely have like I'll definitely need a little bit more time just to prep everything, so I'm not rushing. But like, I think this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna let me see the audio, see how everything worked out. So.
And hey, your music will be like better too. Like the audio for your music and
exactly.
Such.
I think like that being said, we got this interface, and like I think the reason we rented it, so obviously I'm not going to be using it to do music at the moment, but I think if this works out, I might just keep this interface, buy it outright, and then whatever, and then it just work from there. But this is good. And you know what's funny? It's like I was like, damn, like what do we talk about? Now we can't have conversations anymore, bro. Like I was saying, like
yeah.
I was like, yo, Labib, like, don't talk to me. Keep this for the podcast because, we need
material.
Yeah, we need material. So like have this just work out quietly,
No,
like,
but
I went through this thing. I was like,
yeah, no. Today we worked out at the gym with one of my gym bros,
yes,
Augustin.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out, man. He's fucking great. And he gave me like a workout plan, and a meal plan, that I've been following, and the goal of that plan is for me to lean up and build muscle in a more I don't know, appealing way, I guess. Yeah. So
I liked his workout routine because I feel like I was saying, like he's not focused on like I don't know, it doesn't feel like it was almost like a more gentler form of working out where he's 100%. Like, yo, it's like 3 days workout, go hard, and then focus on like rest days. That's fine. Like he emphasizes like rest, and he's like, okay, when you do your set, try to focus on like form and everything. So it's like I'm not rushing it, and like I think when I used to work out, I'd rush because I'm trying to get in and get out. Yeah. But I think that taking the time is good, so
100%. Like he's a great fucking trainer. Yeah. And if we can give him a shout out for real, like he's picking other clients, bro. If
wait till we blow up, then we can start shouting out. We're shouting out people like we're giving people shout out with zero audience 100%. Or like no brands or nothing. But like he's an example of like, because he was telling me us like the job that he doesn't have the same passion for how he has passion for like training, right? And I'm like, yo, this guy knows, like you can tell the guy loves working out. He
like, loves it, man.
Like and from the meal plan you showed me, the workout you showed me, the guy like is thorough with it, 100%. So I'm like, this is something that I'd encourage him to go for, just because, bro, like people want that, people need that, so like
and like fitness is such like an important thing too. Like I've been going to the gym for like 4 or 5 years now, like, and this year is the year where I've been going consistently.
Nice.
I've been super like enjoying life, honestly. Like it was super nice to just go to the gym, come back home, and like when I look myself in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I look good as fuck. But obviously not to the extent where I'm like, goddamn, I'm so fucking perfect. But it is nice to see the progress that you put into something, and the results are showing. Right,
for sure. 100%.
I've been super thankful for him for making that, and for
at least like us doing the mobility workouts, and now you're like, oh, I can touch my toes.
Dude,
I was like, it's like crazy.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like I'm surprised I can do that.
That's great.
It's actually awesome, because I could never do that when I was a kid in like high school. I would be so embarrassed. But now I can do it.
That's crazy.
I'm like, yo,
because I swear to God, bro, I really thought I was capping with my mobility workout. I was like, yo, it's gonna take him years before he gets it. Like I'm just doing it just because I think this is what I need to do, and I'm like, oh, he's doing it. And it's like, it's funny. I need to see somebody else's result before I can be like, oh, it's working.
Well, so, it's working. Like I'm like more flexible than I ever was before. So that's good.
Cool. It's starting, so. It's funny because I got into yoga, and like that's where like I started doing a lot of the importance of flexibility, just because like I'm seeing like people we know like who's getting older and they're unable to move around anymore.
I know. And
so
they're like in their mid-30s.
Yeah, in their mid-30s.
It's scary.
It's super scary. It's like, yo,
I'm worried about me in my mid-30s.
Like your full range of motion, the importance of being able to like jump, or like just to like move around to touch the ground and stuff. So like if you lose that ability, you kind of lose your ability to live almost. So no, like it's scary, man. Like that's why I don't know, I'm gonna keep doing these mobility stretches, man. I'm like super terrified
not being able to bend down without like popping a fucking hip or some shit.
That's the thing.
At like 40.
At 40 or something.
At 40,
like that,
it would be crazy.
Because it's all about like when it comes to that stuff, man. It's all about consistency. It's like it's just maintaining an engine or a car or something. You kind of have to work on it. The older you get, you know. So
and get like the rest that you need too.
100%. Yeah, that's one thing I'm realizing too. Like the importance of rest. Like I go to the gym. I used to go. Well, I am going to the gym like 5 days a week or 6 days a week, right? And I don't realize that I'm going all the time, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm just going and going until like my body starts shutting off. It's like, oh shit, maybe I need to focus on resting a little bit. You know? But like the thing is this, I have friends from like different parts of the world. I have like this one dude I know. He's American. He's Canadian American, and he is like he's literally top 1% of like fitness people. Like he's calisthenics, martial arts, like workouts, like, this, like mobility, and he's 40 years old and he looks like he's 30, right?
Damn.
Like he's really like on point, like incredibly in shape. Yeah. And he goes to the gym every single day. And I don't know, like, by the way, bro, like if you can tell us like what do you do to keep your body in so much, like to be able to not feel pain the way I'm feeling pain is crazy, because my knees been in so much pain from doing all the drills that I do, and it's like, why is this happening? You know,
well, people have different physiologies, man.
Different physiology.
Like that's probably it. Like maybe.
And also, it's like it's somebody who like worked out forever, so he probably has the way his body, like you said, his physiology is built, is like maybe it's able to deal with pain differently.
Yeah, 100%. Like we're just regular people, bro. Like we're not the 1%. We're the 80th percentile.
Yeah, 80th percentile at this point. Like, it's so bad. It's funny because I think as like you and I, like I don't know about you, but like fitness wasn't very encouraged in our environment. You know, like I like in our household, in our culture, even in our tradition, like I don't know about tradition, but at least in culture wise, like I don't remember like any one of our, you know, older generation working out, except like we know one or two people, but it wasn't as emphasized the way it's as emphasized today. Like you go on Instagram and people are working out, so you feel like you need to work out almost, right?
Well, for me it was more so like my mom would be like, you're at the house too long or all the time, right? And then because I would go outside a lot, and then she got mad, so then she told me to stay inside, so I would stay inside and play games. And I was super skinny, man. Like I was skinny, I was shy, I didn't want to talk to nobody. And then she was like, oh, like your hand's always shaking when you're trying to grab a glass of water, like you're so unhealthy. And then I'm like, okay, sure. And then, like, the most canon event ever for every guy, the girl that they like didn't like them back. So I was like, all right, let me go to the fucking gym. 100%. So I go to the gym. And I'm a pretty short dude. Like, I'm you know, short. And when I went to the gym, like, the results showed, like, really fast. So when they would be showing really fast, I felt more confident, and I wanted to keep going to the gym because the results were piling up, right? And eventually I got to the point where I was going to the gym like 3 or 4 times a week at one point. And my mom was like, you're always at the gym, you're always like drinking these protein shakes, like it's gonna ruin your body. I'm like, Mom, pick something, bro. Like exactly. I can't.
It's like either or. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. That's such a big thing too. Like when I started working out too, it's like it's not that they it's just like they assume like as you're getting bigger, like I've always been like a chubby guy, right? Even when growing up. But like I think as I started working out, like my shoulder starts coming out, my chest started coming out. Back when I was like doing mostly strength training and whatever, and like my mom would be like, "You look fat." I'm like, "No, it's muscle." It's like she never like could imagine that this is not fat. It's just muscle. She's like, and then she's touching me. She's like, no, this is like fat, you know? Like I'm like, no, Mom, it's not fat. It's muscles. It's like, no, you gotta get skinnier. So like I'm like, I think they just like assume skinniness to be healthy, and then if you're jacked and whatever, it's fat. They don't understand it's muscle, and it's like built, and like this is how you kind of look.
You know the most standard like Bengali uncle look is like being super skinny but having that beer belly. Yo, that's the like. Okay, we don't drink, but like our uncles don't drink as far as I know. But I hate that build.
Yeah.
I hate that build, and I don't want it.
Yeah, like, and we gotta work so hard for it because it's the thing is that you know the reason as to why we're built like that is, especially like Bengalis and whatever, is because of like, it's actually a sad story because we've like brown people or like Indian people, the reason why we're skinny fat is because we've gone through a lot of famine throughout like our like history as brown people, whether through colonialism, through just moments of like not having food, and like we lost, and because we've gone through these famines, our bodies start to keep the nutrient in our stomach as long as possible. So now that we are living in times where like we can have food anytime, it just like that physiology, that genetic makeup comes back. And so it's hard for like brown guys like us to like, if we don't push ourselves to like fast or follow meal plans or whatnot, our belly is gonna be more prominent than any other, like, let's say race or whatever, just because we're built like that.
That makes sense.
So
that definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So it's like it's not because I think there is a level of them not caring, because you have to think about it, they're like working every day, and they have to support the family, and like when they come home, it's like bhat and dal and like gosto and like it's just like fatty food, and this they love this shit. They're like, nah, I'm gonna eat because this is the only good thing in my life, which is fine. I think for older generation that's fine, but there are people that are kind of like maybe a little bit older than us in our generation or whatever, or my generation or whatever, who's like who like you can tell they gave up, when it's like, that's where it's like, no, you gave up. Your parents who gone through this, the reason why they're like that is because they worked hard, they came here, they didn't have the choice. You have the choice and you're not making it, so that's kind of the reason.
Yeah. I mean, we just did a little call out to some people.
Yeah, to some people. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I'm like, eventually, like I was saying, like, it's funny because we can't talk about the people we want to talk about.
We absolutely
can't. We can only talk about concepts, right? So it's just like, conceptually, we have to talk about them. So yeah, I think we done about 30, 34, 35 minutes. So I think we're gonna end it here. It's 100%. a good way for us to see how things are going. It's hard to see in the camera if things are focused or not. So maybe this whole podcast just went to dumps.
Blurry as fuck.
Just went to dumps. The audio's probably suck. We just did this for no reason. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have to figure out a name for our podcast, but we're gonna end it here. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. And, I mean, you're still gonna have me.
Yeah, we're gonna come back next week and do another one and see how everything goes. All right, peace.
Bye.
Bye.